Hey YouTubers, this is Batmous coming at you. Now, what I'd like to do for you today is clear up some confusions that you might have about my series called A Very Super Argument. Now, I'd done these comics for quite some time now, like since the fall of 2004. I was doing these comics as a project about dreams for my pre-animation course at Algonquin College, which in my hometown of Ottawa, Canada. And turns out they were, or at least I felt they were pretty funny, and so did some of my classmates. So what I want to do is clear up a few confusions about these original characters that you may have seen in here. What inspired me to create these girls was one episode of a mid-90s Fantastic Four animated series. I'm sure some of you remember that. And in one episode called When Galactus Calls, there was this one character named Frankie Ray. I'm sure some of you will remember. This girl discovers that she has the exact same flame powers as Johnny Storm, also known as the Human Torch. She tries to become his girlfriend, which Johnny, of course, is totally hot for. Sooner or later, her Galactus comes down, and he tries to devour Earth. But then Frankie Ray strikes a bargain with Galactus against the protests of her boyfriend, Johnny Storm. Basically put, it's Frankie Ray, with flame powers, plus the power cosmic of Galactus, equals Nova, Herald of Galactus. And her appearance after her transformation is basically the inspiration behind these characters. Alright, next up is this girl, which I've dubbed Ninja Girl. There's not exactly a whole lot to say about her. She was originally inspired by pictures that I've seen on the internet of this obscure little anime called Devil Hunter Yoko. Now, I was originally thinking about pitching this one as a series to animation companies. Then I found out that the Cartoon Network and the Disney Channel already had similar programs that were airing on TV. Like Cartoon Network had The Life and Times of Juniper Lee, and the Disney Channel had American Dragon Jake Long. So there doesn't really seem to be much of a point of trying to pitch this series when there's already two similar shows, and I didn't really want to pitch an imitator, so I guess the idea was scrapped. Now I'd like to talk about these five guys. American Muscle. They only have one purpose in this life: going around the world kicking ass. Or more specifically, kicking the asses of various third world dictators who nobody wants to deal with. And nobody at the UN or other international organizations have the balls to deal with it in a more harsh manner than they already are. Basically, these guys were inspired almost immediately after I saw the movie Team America World Police in college. this movie also about to 5 Americans going around the world kicking ass. Pretty awesome action scenes. And I've had my 5 guys go after brutal dictators in like Sudan, in the Middle East, South America. Yeah. There's so much potential for these guys, and for now I'm gonna leave it at that. Oh yeah, here's another group of heroes that I've been developing. I haven't really got a name for them yet, even though I've been developing them for over 3.5 years. Titles are hard, and working title for them I've got right now is The Orphans and Mr. Cosmatos. Basically put, all the heroes as I have are child orphans, and they all receive their superpowers from a giant alien named Cosmatos. Also, all of their superpowers correspond to their individual superhero fantasies. Yeah, that's right. Each one of these kids has had at least one superhero fantasy at least once in their lives. This really kind of fits with the whole wish fulfillment aspect that you might find in the Captain Marvel Shazam comic books. I'm really having a lot of fun developing these characters. I've been coming up with a lot of neat story ideas, and I actually tried to pitch these guys as a series last fall at the Ottawa International Animation Festival, but as of yet, no one's been able to pick it up, or at least haven't been interested, which kind of gets me down, but hey, there's always next year. Now, the last of the main heroes I'm going to talk about is this kid, Tommy Fortinello, a kid genius from the far future who becomes the secret agent for an intergalactic police force. Sounds kind of far-fetched, doesn't it? Well, come on, it's fantasy. And where else are you going to find a guy who has a superhero as a partner? That's right. It's the future, baby. Anyway, this kid basically uses his incredible intelligence to get out of tight jams, showing you really don't need superpowers to do that. Oh, I almost forgot. I also pitched Tommy Fortinello as a series. He's at the festival last fall, and as with my other group of heroes, no one's been able to get any interest in it, which of course kind of sucks. Then there's all these other obscure little heroes or transformations that were kind of born out of these weird fantasies that I sometimes have in my dreams. There's not exactly a whole lot to say about them, other than that they were all based on shows I used to watch as a kid, or that I have been watching today. Like Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball GT, X-Men, The Peanuts, and The Secret World of Alex Mack. Oh, that's about it. It's not all I can think about for these guys. I am working on like two more sequels to this series is, and the American Muscle team will be going to new places kicking ass. And just going to give you a brief preview. They will be going to Somalia and Burma to take out oppressive dictators there. So yeah. Anyway, and oh, I've also got a new Olympic-themed video series on the way. The first part should be ready in about a week's time. So I'll see you all again. This is Batmous signing off.